Good evening, Tanzanites. I know. I can't even begin to tell you how long it's been since I've done a podcast. I can get that good old it's okay to live spirit, and then it just doesn't motivate me much to do a podcast. But I miss you guys. I miss the feedback. I miss talking to you and telling you what's going on. But the most significant thing has happened. I have decided to do an event powered by It's Okay to Live and Jacoby's Heart. It's a Father's Day event. It is free, and God put it in my spirit, or whatever you believe in, the universe, to do this free event for the men in my community who feel just not seen, not taken care of, not heard. And we all know how fathers joke about Father's Day. They talk about how on Mother's Day we have gifts on the side of the road and baskets, and next to Valentine's Day and Christmas, Mother's Day is the most money spent. Oh, guys, see, now I haven't talked to you in so long. Now I'm going on and on when I actually have a guest tonight. I thought that I would do a couple of interviews with some dads just to check in and, see what's going on with them. And my dad tonight, he has been on here before. He's talked about losing his mom at a young age and just navigating life without his mom. So you can catch him on the episode called Living Without Your Mom. But tonight, we're going to say, it's okay, Dad. Welcome.
How you doing today?
Tell our listeners, tell our Tanzanites who is joining us.
My name is Wendell or DJ Dell. I hail from New York, but I've been staying in Jacksonville, Florida for most of my life. I'm a DJ podcaster, as you are, and happy to be here.
Every time I talk to you, I feel like I find out something different, but I'm sure you've told me plenty of times that you are from New York. How long have you been in Jacksonville?
I've been here since I was 7 or 8.
Okay.
So I'm really a Jacksonvillian. I'm a Floridian, as they call us.
So, Dale is a brave one, guys. He trusts that I can ask him questions that he is willing to answer.
Okay.
And tonight, I just wanted to talk about fatherhood. So, the last time that you visited, we talked about you not having your mom.
Yes.
What about Dad?
I never had, my dad wasn't in my life. My dad was my Uncle William, and that's about it. My Uncle William was my father figure for the most part.
Oh, okay. I was a little confused at first. I thought you were saying, you know how back in the day when, you called your mom's boyfriend uncle? Mm-hmm. Okay.
No, he was my real uncle.
Okay, your real uncle was your father figure. And that's wonderful. The event that I'm having, I made it clear you did not have to have birthed a child or had someone birth a child of your own genes. Mm-hmm. There are a lot of men in this community, great men, that step in and be that dad mm-hmm. for boys and girls who do not have a dad per se.
Or have a father figure in the house.
Yeah. So I'm going to ask, because you said I got to ask anything. Mm-hmm. Do you know who your dad is?
I never met him. Know his name. I think I tried to find him one time, but it wasn't at the top of my to-do list, because I felt that if anything, he should have been trying to find me than me trying to find him.
So. How do you think that shaped you as an adolescent boy as a grown-up male, how do you think knowing your father did not search for you, how does that feel?
I don't know how it made. I know, for between me and my son, when I had my child, I could have ran. Well, my uncle wasn't, my auntie wasn't gonna let me run off and hide, but I didn't want him to wonder where my father at. So that's why I consistently stayed in his life when he was growing up. Now he's grown, sort of grown, and he's doing his thing, whatever. I allow him to bump his head and run into those brick walls like I had to do, because that's the only way you're going to learn.
So it made you be present because your dad wasn't present. And I'm sure there are so many dads who did not know their fathers, who abandoned their children. How did you know how, you said your uncle taught you how to be a dad?
My uncle, we did a lot of stuff together with my auntie, of course, but he took me fishing. He didn't teach me how to drive. He left that to my auntie, but he did what most men do. He taught me about what he told me about female. He ain't taught me about females. It was a different day. You know what I'm saying? He used to say, when we had his funeral, I said, Uncle Wayne used to tell me that if I put some Old Spice cologne on, that the women would fall out the sky. And I was like, women ain't fell out the sky yet. You know what I'm saying?
Old Spice is still around. Unc might have known what he was talking about. Old Spice is still around.
But the women haven't fell out the sky yet.
No women's fell out the sky.
Not one.
Oh my goodness. So did you try the Old Spice?
No.
Well,
I didn't like the smell of it.
Well, hey, you can't blame your uncle if you didn't try it.
Didn't try that. No.
So you literally thought they were going to fall out of the sky. You thought you were going to have some angels waiting for you, right?
Yeah. And I mean, he did what fathers does. Like, he got on my nerves. He taught me some things. Even though he was drunk a lot, but I still learned a lot. Just watching him, putting up with my auntie. I'm like, I got to do this when I get married. I don't know if I want to do this, Jesus. But anyway.
I just looked up a very alarming fact I did not know. It says approximately 25% of children are in the U.S. living without a father figure at all. So you were pretty much blessed that you had Uncle Daddy to come in, meaning 1 in 4 fathers are absent from their children's lives. Research indicates that within a few years of separation or even divorce, 2/3 of the children with non-resident fathers have no contact.
Yeah, that's why I was so adamant about being in my son's life when he was growing up. So, growing up, my son was around bunches. He was curious. He didn't want to go to sleep. I remember used to find him in the back room somewhere. Like, where's Terrell? He been gone for a while. Terrell sleep somewhere. He done played himself to sleep. So he had unlimited amounts of energy that sometimes I was able to direct it, and sometimes I wasn't able to direct it. He was just a very Curious George. Kind of say.
That reminds me of my son. He was definitely a Curious George, and he loved Curious George. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So he wanted to help me. Growing up, he wanted to help me cook, and he wanted to help me. He wanted to help me wash dishes. I think the fun part of growing up with him, because both of us, I was a young father, so I used to work, and sometimes I used to wasn't feeling so well. So he asked me for breakfast, and my auntie be like, "Yeah, cook him breakfast." My uncle used to back up, of course, and I used to go up there and get me some the cereal off the top of the refrigerator. And me being young, I was silly. He shouldn't be jumping on the stool to get to the cereal, but he used to bring me that in the milk, and I used to pour him that milk and cereal off the side of my bed.
How old were you?
Oh man, I was probably in my early 20s.
So do you think not having your own father invited the idea of having a kid young? Mm-hmm. You know, do you think that had any impact?
I think that had something to do with it. That and hormones.
Of course. Yeah.
But that had a lot to do with it. I always just wanted to be a part, even when I couldn't afford to be a part. I asked my baby mom a while back, I was like, I said, I wasn't the best daddy. And she's like, you were better than most. Mm. So, yeah.
So, you know, statistically, mm-hmm. And these statuses stem from statistics, mm-hmm. not my own research, but father absence is linked to increased emotional, academic, and behavioral challenges in mm-hmm. children.
Mm-hmm. I heard that.
And I know you had your uncle. Mm-hmm. You just mentioned he drank. Mm-hmm. Again, I want to circle back to just hearing Dad say, you know, I was taught not to be emotional. I was taught that, you know, not to cry. That was girl, mm-hmm. Talk. I was taught to just get a job and chase women, you know, and they realized they were taught wrong. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They realized that it has made them the emotional wrecks that mm-hmm. they are, or not, because they can't say emotional, mm-hmm. The non-emotional wrecks, or the person that is kind of detached from feelings. So you find that to be true as well?
Yeah. Because I used to work for the school board. I think I told you that. Mm-hmm. And you can almost tell the ones that had a father and a mother in the house and the ones that didn't. Because the ones that had one parent in the house, if you tell them, I'm going to tell your mama, they'd be like, tell her. I don't care. But if they had any kind of structure in the house, a father and a mother, or any kind of structure, they'd be like, I'm going to tell your mom, ooh, don't tell her, no, don't do that.
I have heard that, they even have these videos on TikTok where the mom's like, get down, she's yelling, and the dad says, sit down somewhere. And the kid just, yeah. It wasn't that way in my house, and we had a 2-parent home. So it's not always that way. Mm-hmm. I was the disciplinary one, and my ex-husband got to be the friend, and I really envied that. I really disliked having to be the disciplinary to the children. But my dad and mom got divorced when I was around 9. Mm-hmm.
I think that my son's mother was the disciplinary, and I think I know she told me one time, you gotta be them too, and this, that, and the other. I think she was better at it than I was. Mm-hmm. I think the structure of her, because they stayed with her, when my son stayed with her, and he had a sister, and I think she put the structure in them. I helped along, but the structure part of Terrell and Tiana comes from her, not me.
But can you attribute that to not knowing what that structure should have been? Like mm-hmm. nobody instilled that in you? Or was it because you were trying to be a Disney World dad? Like you didn't, the time that you spent with them, you wanted it to be fun time. You didn't want it to be...
Yeah, because I had them every weekend, so I wanted the weekend to be fun time. Yep. Or Dad got to work this weekend, so whoever gonna see you, and he used to cry if it wasn't, because when he was little, only 3 people could keep him: me, his grandmama, and my auntie. And anybody else, he gonna cry till he fall out. So yeah.
Yeah. So I
The separation issues.
what?
Separation issues. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it happens. Separation. I think it happens when there's a 2-parent home. You have different parenting skills. My ex and I just did not see things the same way. I was raised, like I was about to say, my parents got divorced when I was 9, and my dad was a truck driver, so he was on the road
all the time.
Back then, you could be gone for days or weeks at a time, I think.
Yeah. Because
I'm not so sure.
I'm a truck driver too. So my first truck driving job, I was gone the whole month and came back a week, 3-4 days, and I was gone again.
3-4 days. My dad was gone for like days, sometimes weeks.
Yeah, a month before. Gone a month, back 4 days. Gone a month, back 4 days. Yeah.
So when he came back, he always came back bearing gifts. I think my dad used to pinch us, and we thought that was the worst punishment ever. He spanked me one time. My mom made him. You know what I'm saying? But he was not that dad. His dad died when he was young. You know what I'm saying? So he didn't have that. I think sometimes men are made the male of the house. You know what I'm saying? Given privileges that no young boy, or I should say responsibilities and privileges that no young boy should have, that kind of controls that. But to get back on, what the podcast is about, It's Okay, Dad. And creating a safe space for dads. A lot of dads still don't go to therapy. They don't talk about their feelings because they feel it doesn't matter. They don't talk about their feelings because they feel it's going to be used against them later on in an argument. So let's start there. Do you agree that dads don't take advantage of therapy like they should? Or do you believe that they can just handle it on their own?
No. I would say they probably feel that way at first, but I think that we cannot handle, we can't handle it by ourselves. We need help. And they relate, that's what the woman is for. But if there's a disconnect, or you can't communicate well your feelings, then it's gonna mess you up until you get help. Because women want to know. They just, for whatever reasons, y'all want to know what's going on with you, this, that, the third, and how that made you feel. Like, I don't know. I just know to go to work, come back home, and do daddy stuff. Daddy home, let's have fun. So, yeah. I
mean, feelings. So there was this TikTok going around that women are more emotional than men.
Yeah, y'all are. That's why so many women in church now.
Church? You gonna bring church into this?
Because it taps into most women's emotions.
Ooh, that's deep.
But we might not want to talk about that right now.
Okay, we'll keep it moving. I don't think that necessarily we're more emotional. I think we're just allowed to express it more. It's more acceptable.
Yeah, y'all talk more than we do.
I think it's more acceptable. Because if you see a man talking all the time, what are they going to call him?
A girl.
Sassy.
Talking like a female.
Correct. So that shuts a man down. And that goes back to the mental health that there's no safe space that you guys feel like you have. Because look, who wants to be accused of being a girl? They even say, sexual assault happens way more to men than they report. Domestic violence happens way more to men than they report, because imagine you calling the cop and saying a woman took advantage of you sexually. Imagine you calling the police and saying a woman beat me up. What are they going to say about you? So I feel that if men are not emotional more, that's my opinion.
Okay, opinion.
Then it's pretty close It's just that you guys don't have a safe space to express it. You don't grow up. I mean, in our community, we don't talk about mental health. We don't talk about therapy. You know, you talk about psychiatry and you're crazy or you need medicine. You know what I'm saying? You talk about going to talk to, so I ain't got to tell nobody my business. You know what I'm saying? Keep your business in the house, you know. Definitely ain't going to tell the white man or, you know what I'm saying? You know, whatever, you know, we come up with in our community. I don't know the stats. That would be something good to look up, stats of men by race that go to therapy. But
well, the black people gonna be real low on that. We don't want to go talk to the pastor half of the time. So we definitely ain't finna go and pay nobody the third, what I used to call it third eye. Give us any therapy, do any kind of therapy.
So you're absolutely correct. Non-Hispanic white men, 45.4%, are significantly more likely to use mental health treatments than black men, 26.4%, and Hispanic, 26.4%. Roughly half as many black men, so half of that number, seek counseling for anxiety or depression.
I see that.
While 18.6% of black adults experience mental illness, less than 30% receive care. Whoa.
Yeah.
So imagine a dad, he's depressed, but he got to go to work. He got to provide for his family. He has to be the leader. He does not get a break.
And you can't go out there acting crazy.
Why not?
You can't go to your job acting crazy because you're depressed. You got to just suck it up. Keep it moving. Because that was your boss going to tell you.
I hate to keep referencing social media, but that's where we are in a day at a time. They had this quote unquote funny video. It was funny. I laughed, okay? I laughed about when you tell a black mama you're depressed. You better depress them dishes. You know? So it's just it really makes me sad. It literally brings me to tears to think about my poor dad was in Vietnam, the war.
Yeah.
My uncle's still alive, but my dad died 69 years old. And I just think about what if my dad was suffering from depression?
Yeah.
What if PTSD, because it wasn't talked about during his time, is why he stayed away? What if it wasn't because he just wasn't no good? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. My Uncle William had PTSD. So sometimes he would sit in the seat and he'll act like he's shooting a gun. I was like, Uncle William, what you shooting at? And he'd be like, I'm shooting. Don't worry about what I'm shooting at. I was like, Uncle William. So you sitting out there acting like you shooting, but he had PTSD because he was in World War II, one of the world wars, one of them wars, Vietnam, one of them. But he brought all that back home with him, so that's something else he had to deal with. That he went to the VA a lot about too. I think he had therapy that he would. I don't think he went, but he would go because he had to or whatever. One of those, I'm gonna go because I need this check, but I don't really want to go. One of those things, you know what I mean?
Why did that make you laugh, thinking about it? Such a serious thing.
I looked at it like, okay, he's going through his regular, because I've seen it so much. It's not like a one time or two time thing. When I growed up, I seen him reference the war and talk about this, and what he told me stories about going to war and having some time off and looking for a female to find out that the female he found was a man, and something they used to have, some kind of beer they used to have. They used to get so drunk and stuff like this. He used to tell me so many stories. He told me some war stories too, but I don't want to get into that.
I talked to my ex-husband. Used to laugh at everything, whether it was serious, whether it was funny. He just laughed, and he did it out of habit. And so I think a lot of males that I've encountered, they laugh when it's serious. They laugh when it's not serious.
Yeah, because I actually seen somebody die a couple of times, and I stayed up on. I don't know if you remember Phoenix. It used to be Phoenix Apartments over on the east side, and they when the Miami boys or whatever was coming down here or whatever, and I seen somebody get shot up out in the apartments. And I was coming out of Dusty's one day. We got through DJing, and somebody got shot in front of the club. He ran across the street and fell out and passed away.
So I'm going to be a bit in your business. Have you at any time in your life sought therapy to be, like your favorite word, therapized?
Therapized. Yeah. Of course I have, but it was more about me, I think it was more about me and the women that I was choosing to be with at the moment.
So you were heartbroken.
I was heartbroken. And I think people, my pastor say your picker's awful, but I think I was just.
That's not another podcast for another day, right?
I think that I was gravitating just to the same woman over and over and over and over again. You know what I mean?
So you don't think not having your dad, your mom dying early, seeing two people die was a reason to go to therapy? You went because you were heartbroken because of the women in your life. You don't think any of those things could have contributed to your, if they say your picker was broken?
It probably have. I think that I went to therapy for that instead of the seeing people dying part. It's because at the moment that would brought my, like, something wrong. I think that would really brought my attention that something wrong. Something up here is wrong. It's something not right. And even though this is something that I had to learn myself, and I learned this not long ago. In your mind, you can be right, but in your world, it could be right, but you can be so very wrong at the same time. And people will, you know how you be having that friend, you be like, she crazy. You know what I'm saying? And you be like, no, she need help.
Facts.
She need help. Like I think I seen on Barbershop one time or something pertaining to barbershop, saying that a lot of women that goes to barbershop or goes to their hairdresser actually need therapy. Like the way they talk, the way they, they actually need therapy for real.
I truly believe that we all need therapy. I'm a firm believer in it. How do you think that we can convince a society of men, especially Black men, of the benefits of therapy?
I think I think young people, let's start there. I think young people are not going to see it, especially this generation coming up. I think they are. When I was growing up, I didn't know what therapy was. I know what they called it, a high school counselor. But that wasn't what she was for. She was for you. She was the guide you to career. Look, you need to be in this field or whatever. But the younger people will probably know what it is. But back in the day, we didn't know what it was.
Now, I had heard of therapy, but I've also heard, like I said, I thought that was for crazy people.
Or go see the pastor.
I never.
You ain't.
I
like
never
if you
thought.
had a problem, you go see the pastor.
No, because my family totally believe in you don't take out business outside the house. You understand? So
yeah, mine's too. Grandma.
So most things I suppressed And
I did too.
I just didn't say until I got older, and I go, oh my God, that was so wrong.
Yeah, and
you know what I'm saying? Like,
in a couple of years back, I had somebody. Well, I was in counseling, and she was like, "Your grandmama and your auntie is dead. You don't have to keep their secrets."
That's something.
Yeah.
I have two. I have a very good best friend and another girlfriend who've written books about the things that have happened to them when they were younger. Actually, I can't even. This one right here is just really. I had her on the podcast, and she talked about being sexually assaulted by her mom's boyfriend, who's still, her mom's still with to this day. She married the man. Literally, it's in the book, so I can say it. Her mom took her to get an abortion from this man. She had to keep it quiet. And now that she's written a book about it, her family has abandoned her. They think that she was wrong. She's exposing the family secrets. And I believe family secrets destroy our future. You understand? I think that's what I'm saying about men, period. I'm so passionate about this. I'm trying to contain myself. Imagining that me as a woman who is allowed to say what has happened and has had to be quieted for a man, especially a black man, he can't feel the release, the safety, the you know what I'm saying? The need to just talk to someone, a stranger, get it out of you so you can be a better man or be a better person. I mean, I remember asking a guy, he was complaining about his ex-wife, complaining about his baby mama, complaining about how his children was treating him, complaining about the dating scene. And I said, you ever thought about talking to someone? Because he was like, just, and he goes, no, that's not what men do. We just get through it. How? You can't have a successful relationship. You're having issues with your sons. Can't you see that maybe you aren't getting through it? But that's insulting to some men.
Yeah. And I think we would, man, we would complain, and we will talk about women complaining. She complain all the time, but then we'll do it. On I ain't even say on the low key. We'll do it and be like, well, I had to say something because it was just on my mind.
Speaking of barbershop, taking my son, of course, I think, I didn't get what I got when I was getting a haircut in a barbershop for a period of time. Remember, I wore my hair where I had to go to the barbershop every week, and I never knew men gossip so much.
Oh, yeah.
Talk about the people walking in and out. It literally was why I started letting my hair grow out again. I just could not imagine what they were saying about me as I walked in and walked out. And I thought that, people always talk about women in salons, hair salons, but men are in these barbershops
doing the same thing,
doing worse because, like you said, they're like, I just got to say something. They usually don't say nothing, but that is a very good scenario. Men do need to talk. Yeah, they need to get it out, and sometimes they aren't talking about what they need to talk about.
It's a lot of surface stuff.
Yeah, a lot of surface stuff.
And that's not helping because a lot of stuff we see on the surface, we how I want to put it. Everything you see on the surface, you also see on the surface. Like if you talk about something, they can see that was going on with you. You see that when they come.
Yeah. Do you think a lot of men hide it well though? Like they're walking about functionally depressed?
Some do, but most times they don't because you can see. Because it'd be like, I know my auntie say, well, I think last time I was there, I was depressed. I'm like, I ain't got no job. I'm trying to do this and that. And she was like, it seems like you're depressed. And I'm like, auntie, I'm going through some things.
You didn't like that D word, depressed.
Yeah,
It didn't
just
feel
going
good.
through. So I'm going through some things. So my mind is not all the way here.
Yeah.
You know.
And so I don't like that word either.
Mm-hmm.
But let's talk about why you don't like that word. What does that word indicate to you if someone says you're depressed?
Out of control.
Out of control.
Not having your senses off. Like, if you're depressed, you're not doing well physically or mentally, and you're not thriving. You know, you don't have no push. Most people that's depressed, they seems to get stuck in one place, or they get stuck in the bedroom pouting, or they get stuck in a certain.
Excuse me.
You're not moving with the rhythm of life.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you get stuck. What they call it? Just
stuck.
Just not moving.
And so, if you are stuck, what does that say to you as a black man?
One, you got to realize you're stuck. But then, and what it says to me that I have to do something else.
But you said you didn't like it. You didn't like that title of being depressed and stuck.
I don't like the title, no.
And so, what does being stuck say about you as a man in your mind?
Yeah, I need to do something about it, or I need to talk to somebody. And a lot of times talking don't get you where you need to be, but it would get it would give a release. You know what I'm saying? So some things that we hold inside, we have to release it. You know what I'm saying? I think that's what she was talking about. That you don't have to hold those secrets no more, because they bad, they gone. But you have to have a release. Like everything in life, there has to be released. There has to be a flow, and I think that what stops is the flow stops your life. Kind of get again stuck. You're not moving.
So, earlier we were talking about are men emotional or women emotional? I think we got off. We didn't get into a debate per se, but just like, I said, the statistics are probably higher in men that has been sexually assaulted with domestic violence. I think the statistics are the same for depression, meaning it presents itself different in men than women.
Yeah, because your self-worth is gone. That's why a lot of people depressed wind up committing suicide. You have suicidal tendencies when you're depressed. I just wanted to stop. I wanted to end. If I die now, I remember a song. This is a church song, and I can laugh about it now. I remember I was real depressed about something one time, and it was a song we used to sing in church. You know what that song was? If I die now, I won't have to die no more.
Dang, I never heard that.
Yeah. If I die now, I won't have to die no more.
Oh, so they're saying die to your flesh, then you can live forever in heaven. And how did you take it?
If I die now, I won't have to die. I wasn't talking about living. I was talking about just ended it all. Ended it all.
Wow. Yeah. And you heard that song when you were younger?
I heard that song. I grew up with that song. That was.
Did you think that when you first heard it when you were younger?
Unity, like one of the songs they used to do back in the day.
I'm saying, when you first heard it when you were younger, you thought that if you died physically?
I used to think that people were crazy. I told you that one time before. Like, these people crazy. They're jumping around this church and this, that, and the third. I don't know how.
You know what? You and I need to, anybody else I interview, I can go off the dome. With you and I, we can go on and on to the break of dawn. I want to give this statistic. Males die by suicide at roughly 4 times the rate of females. 4 times. With the highest rate generally found amongst American Indian and white males. Now, isn't that interesting that Black men go to therapy? I'm about to debunk my own. I don't even want to say this out loud. So, what are Black men doing to get through their depression, right? So, it says depression in men often presents itself as irritability. They're like irritable, like they're so irritable, anger.
You know somebody like that.
Reckless behavior.
Yeah.
Substance abuse. Whereas women, we tend to be more inward, emotional symptoms like sadness, guilt, tired, crying, because we're allowed, like I said. It's not insomnia, for sure. Loss of interest, but men are less likely to seek help. More prone to symptoms like headaches and digestive issues, things that we never think are the signs of depression. You know, men, they internalize a lot. They just don't say. They know they're feeling bad. I think that's why men die with heart attacks more. I really dislike that for you guys. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I feel like I've been the victim of a depressed man several times. They present themselves, you know, when they're on that high, but when that depression kicks back in,
I think men be depressed more than people realize. I think because of and I might be going off the dome here, but
it's okay
because of slavery and what we adhered through slavery.
Let's see.
I think
go ahead,
we
keep talking.
we kind of be able to deal with it more because you know you don't supposed to cry. You know, I can't. What we used to say? I know somebody told me one time when I was growing up, talking about, "You a man, you don't supposed to cry. What you crying for? Acting like a baby." So, yeah.
Well, I mean, according to Google, research indicates that the legacy of slavery has significantly contributed to the intergenerational trauma, mental health disparities, and system economic disadvantages for Black Americans, often described as post-traumatic slave syndrome. I've never heard of that a day before in my life. Where have I been? Please, Tanzanites, do not come for me. PTSS. This historical trauma manifests as higher rates of depression, anxiety, and stress-related illnesses due to systematic racism.
Whoa! Can I, you know, I've been looking for a job, and I have one now, so I can say that. They're gonna probably come for me on this one too. You know, I can tell you about one, but this happened a couple of times. So I went to. You know, I'm a driver manager now.
Congratulations.
I went to an interview. I was supposed to be a driver manager, and I seen on the post when they send you all your little stuff and they give you your job thing. You know, they did it all right, and I seen it down there that this position pay as a driver manager pays $16 an hour. I was like, I said, let me go to this interview and see what they talk about. When I got to the interview, it was a retirement community. I ain't gonna say where it's at. And it was a whole lot of Caucasian people there around. And I sat down and I went to this interview. Now, most interviews that I went on lately has been, I haven't seen a Black department, and I done been on at least 5 or 6 interviews. I haven't seen a Black department head yet. So I went into the interview and I was like, this is not going to go well because I don't know about this. I think they're looking for a white dude. I don't even know why they called me in here. But, you know, of course, they have to. So the man came down, we sat down, and he was like, well, you know, they've been they old and they're very demanding and this, that, and the third, and the interview went well, but I knew when I left out of there, this man is not finna give me no job. He just wasted my time. That's stress.
Yeah,
like when
sure.
you start the interview,
for sure,
and you be like,
oh my God, Wendell, do you think that you get the interviews because your name is inherently white?
White.
Do you feel that way?
He was like, how you doing today? I was like, good. And I was dressed up and everything. He said, well, he told me the job. He's like, you won't be driving much and I'll let somebody out. You'll be sitting in the office answering phone calls most of the time. But when he told me I have to turn in payroll, I was like, $16 an hour.
I'm so sorry.
They paying me way more. I ain't got to do payroll. Payroll is done over I think you clock in over a phone. They give you the phone. And you clock in when you get to the job, you clock in on the phone. So I was like, and I've been on a couple of interviews like that. When I went in there, I told you one that I went to. Mm-hmm. Again, the lead was black girl, and she said, I wish, she was like, she knew they weren't gonna hire me. She was like, I hope to see you in about a week or two. Them people, they never tell me to go take a drug test. So I know somebody that work in HR. They say if they don't ask for personal information like your Social Security card, they don't tell you to go get a drug screen. Them people ain't trying to hire you for whatever reasons. And so that's PTSD right there.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
Like,
they said trying to find a job in this economy is whoa. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So
and that is true, but it's not impossible. But back to the PTSD thing. When you go to most places, even the interview I had today, I went on the interview today, knowing that I probably had the job. It was a white dude, and he asked me all these silly questions. Hey, did you have your? He ain't check my driver's record. He ain't check anything. So I'm listening. He asking me questions. I was like, you supposed to know these things. Did you have any tickets in the last 3 years? Yeah. What was it? You ain't put my driving record. You want me to drive for you, but you haven't pulled my. You asked me to come to an interview. You haven't even pulled my driving record.
You think he just wanted to see if you were going to tell the truth? Maybe he did have it.
He needed to hire. He needed to hire someone. He only had one position open.
Okay.
And he had another interview.
Well, let's keep it moving. Job searching can cause depression. I mean,
it's called PTSD because you be like,
yeah,
no black people out here.
Not only that, you have financial stress. You have rejection, like you said. Mm-hmm. You know, a loss of a routine. Mm-hmm. You used to, that all can damage your self-worth. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I can imagine how crucial that whole process is, and knowing you may not be getting picked.
But women, they kind of soften up with the woman. Well, we're gonna let her on in here, especially if she look good.
I think it depends on the industry.
And if she look good.
Yeah, my industry.
Because I'll be like, you hire her, that girl.
Anyways, let's keep it moving. So, It's Okay, Dad is an event. Gosh, I have to pull up the date. It's the Saturday before Father's Day. And I should have asked you this in the beginning. Mm-hmm. I forgot to ask you, what do you think? So, this event is free. It's for dads. Mm-hmm. It is going to give you entertainment for 4 hours, a comedian, poets.
You gonna have a comedian now?
Mm-hmm. Oh, I've had someone. There's so many people that want to pour into our dads. I am just so amazed. Like every time I think about it, it brings me to tears.
I should have said this when female Mother's Day, when they come around.
Here we go.
Y'all get breakfast in bed.
Here we go.
Y'all get flowers.
This is exactly what I need to hear.
Y'all get nice restaurants. The restaurant, matter of fact, don't be even trying to go out on Mother's Day because you're not getting in anywhere. I don't care where it's at.
For sure.
It's a line around the corner because everybody's taking their mother now. Father's Day. Oh, you can sit there and one of these. you go Longhorn or the chicken coop. You can find a table. That's for sure.
That's crazy.
They got all kinds of Mother's Day baskets.
Listen,
we get drills and hammers.
Listen, I heard this comedian saying it's so true. They have like people on the side of the road selling baskets that they've created for Mother's Day, just like Valentine's Day and Christmas, but for dads. Y'all get socks and ties.
Yeah.
The same socks and ties. The same socks and ties you got to act like you're happy about, and you're not. So this event is for dads, stepdads, godfathers, fathers figures like your uncle. Oh God, that just touched my heart. Angel dads. I wanted it initially to be just for angel dads, but I didn't want it to be sad. You know what I'm saying? Because dads don't get down like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We have a poet that's going to pour into dads, and I'm not going to force the dads to say anything. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to have a round table of men, one that has suffered from PTSD, one that has suffered from losing a child, one that has suffered from depression, just to talk. One that has baby mama drama, has had child support issues that he wasn't supposed to, that he's been subjected to. And I could probably add a young father, you know, just to talk if there's younger guys there. And it's going to be just like a round table to talk about the things that dads go through. And just
Especially
to give
on
them
the
a safe
financial
space.
end, the financial end. I think me and my son mother was going through our thing that she was putting me on child support. I was like, why is she putting me on child support? But I think some women put you on child support for that surety that you're going to be there for this child one way or another.
Yeah, for sure.
You know.
I mean, and that could have been how the men showed up in her life. You know what I'm saying? That could have been her whole intentions, but that's another show, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's June 20th, 5 to 9, a safe, relaxing night for dad. Search for It's Okay, Dad on Eventbrite. You must register to attend. I need you guys to register. Please, 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 so I'll know how many people are coming. We're just going to have light refreshments.
Light refreshments.
While they laugh.
You gotta bring a bottle of water.
I mean, you know, I'm kind of, throwing it out there about how I should do that, because the space could fit 100, but I don't know. If I get food for 100 and only 5 show up, if I get food for 5 and 100 show up, I don't know how to do this. I could have a food truck if they want to be downstairs and selling food that day. Hopefully, if you want to purchase, but I'm trying to make it as affordable as possible, so for any dads to be able to attend at any economical level.
Okay, and the event is free?
The event is free. All you have to do is register. Have you registered yet?
Oh, I haven't. But I'm working that event, supposedly.
Yeah.
Me and your people.
My daughter.
Yeah.
Okay, but I mean, you come on. I said I didn't want you to work. Do you feel better working than just sitting and enjoying?
I think I'm gonna do both, because your daughter gonna do most of the video work.
She just said she's going to take a couple of videos with her phone. You got to stop depending on that. Because I could get another videographer so you can just relax and enjoy the event. But you want the content for yourself?
I want the content for myself. And I'm still enjoying myself.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I don't want you to start enjoying yourself too much and then you don't get no... I'm going to get another camera too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll do more than one.
I mean, the round table.
Because I want footage so that to be the first one, and then the next year it can be bigger, and then I can say this is what happened last year. Just do like a little synopsis. Can you believe we've been talking for 54 minutes?
Oh Lord.
That's good, because I upload
episodes.
my podcast now, and 55 minutes is it. So I am going to say It's Okay to Live. .com is where you could find me if you want to be a guest on the show. You want to give me feedback, please, please, please. You can find the podcast on all formats. Tanzanites, thank you. I always feel so much better when I do a podcast. I don't know why I just don't do them more often, but it's okay to live, and sometimes it's hard for me as well. But thank you for listening. Wendell.
Yes.
Thank you for joining. Thank you for being
No
open
problem.
and knowing that it is okay, Dad.
Yeah. And we stayed on the subject most of the time. Better than most times.
Yep. Facts. Good night, y'all.